Hey guys, welcome to another evening of Hello World. It's me, Joy, your lovely host from Be the Difference Clothing. I am absolutely thankful you're here. I hope you guys had a great day. I hope you enjoyed this wonderful day. I know I did, and I'll tell you all about it. It was definitely one of those days where, sorry about that. It was one of those days. Hey, Nas, is Nana's treasure? Hey, Nana's treasure. Hi, thank you for joining me. Everybody definitely go show some love to Nana's treasures. She is definitely supporting. Hey, Jenny B. Nana's house. Check out Jenny B. That is my co-host from the Jenny and Joy show. You should definitely run over to that show. We're on every single Wednesday at around 2 o'clock. It's just a nice light and airy show where we do pranks, we give inspiration. We do a lot of different things on there. So definitely thank you for tuning in. I am going to tell you all about today. Jenny, say hello to Nana's Treasures. She is new to the channel, and I also want to welcome everyone else who is here. It is greatly appreciated that you are joining me tonight. Make sure you are liking, subscribing, showing my page some love, and definitely sharing, because a lot of the content that we discuss, I believe, can help all of us, including myself. And also, because we have a chat, we bounce off each other's energies and we share different things. So we definitely have a good time. Episode 56 and 57, we talked about suicide, and we talked about other something else. But if you want to be encouraged, or if you know anyone who may need encouragement in that area, definitely turn them into those particular episodes. I think all of the episodes that we discuss have a lot of depth to it. Um, Nana's treasures. I definitely want to encourage you to do a vision board if you haven't. Jenny, I know you're Hey, Clem, welcome to the chat. Clem was with me today. So let me just tell you what happened today. So today was a day for an event. So Be the Difference is a clothing company that I actually own. It started in 2014, and all year round, I usually do events here and there. But when the weather gets nice, you start to do outdoor events, which I really am not too much of a 100% fan of outdoor events, because I don't like cold. So today, I looked outside and I saw that the trees were blowing a little harder than I like. So I immediately started off with 6 layers. I took everything off though by now, but I had a tank top on, then I had a t-shirt, then I had a long sleeve. Actually, after the t-shirt, I put a flannel t-shirt on, and on top of the flannel t-shirt on, I put a long sleeve. On top of the long sleeve, I put a sweater. On top of the sweater, I put the jacket on, and I went outside just like that. Oh, and I forgot, I tied my hair down and I put a hat on. And I had my winter boots on, and I had stretch pants on, and then I put jeans on top of that with winter boots. I'm not playing. Oh, and I had on these socks, these Be the Different socks, because I wanted to stay warm, and I had the winter boots on because I didn't want any wind getting to my feet. So anyway, my day started off at 6:30. I woke up at 6:30 this morning. Oh, hey, Oklahoma. I'm in New Jersey. So I woke up at 6:30 this morning, Jersey City to be exact. And oh, thank you. I hope your t-shirt, Jenny, inspired some people as they saw you walking around. So yes, I woke up at 6:30 this morning and took a shower, got dressed, and I went to Taco Bell. I told you guys I was gonna go to Taco Bell because they had the dollar burritos. But today my burrito was like this big. It was really like a dollar. I don't know what they did differently. I don't know, maybe it was a different cook last week, but my burrito was this big and it didn't have the salsa in there. So I must have ordered it wrong. Anyway, so I bought two of those and I had one at my dad's house. And then we went to the event. We got there around 8:30 and it was raining, guys. Yes, it was. So it was like raining, then it tapered off. We got the tent up. And thankfully, the actual venue, shout out to the Green Fair in Secaucus. Shout out to them. Lynn Kramer, she did an amazing job putting this together. This was their eighth annual Green Fair where, they were promoting going green and having green products and saving the energy, all of that good stuff. And then they had vendors and stuff amongst that. So we got there, it was drizzling. So they provided a table and one chair, which was very nice because I didn't think they were going to provide any of that. So naturally, I had already had two tables because I thought maybe two tables would be good. I have a lot more product. Between a few events ago, I made so many items that I, thought the two tables would be great. So, we at Be the Difference, we come prepared for every and anything. So I had two scarves on. I forgot to tell you, I had two scarves around my neck. Yes, I did. I'm not playing. Me and pneumonia, we don't play games. We don't mix. We're not in the same DNA. And neither are me and colds and the flu. We don't play in the same pond. So I do whatever I have to do to protect myself from the ailments. So it was cold, and then my neighbors pulled up. It was a kettle corn people. They were amazing. So shout out to the kettle corn people and Betty and her friend. I think Betty is from Bayonne. So shout out to her. She's in the next town over from Jersey City in Bayonne. So shout out to her. And then her partner that was there, he used to be a mailman in Jersey City. So they were great neighbors. And then also, I have to shout out uh, Body Garbage. She also has a channel if you guys want to go and show that channel some love. So she sells natural soaps and they're all handmade and they're pretty cool too. So you might want to check out her tutorials and different things like that. So she was my neighbor. I've known her for a couple years now. And so it was cool being next to two great vendors. I also want to shout out uh, this vendor right here. Her mom, she basically teaches you how to switch over from toxic home household items to something more conscious and healthy for your body. Hey, aromatic suds. Show some love to aromatic suds, everybody. So Aromatic Sub, she's another soapery out in Florida. Her videos are amazing as well. I always either want to dance or eat her soaps because they look so amazing. Um, so you should definitely check that out. My friend was there with her kids and it looked like it was so much fun. Well, they went to the Green Fair? Okay. Yeah, so you should definitely check out Aromatic Suds. She's really cool. You guys need to call in because I definitely want you guys to talk about your businesses. And so I'll keep you linked in the bottom of the description. So if any of you are ever interested in not submitting, but if any of you are interested in supporting Be the Difference, you can look in the description below. There's lots of links. We do a documentary. It's called Our Lives Seen Through My Eyes. You can check the documentary out. There's different people sharing their stories about it can go from addiction all the way to health food, all the way to music, and just all the way to um, mental awareness. So you definitely want to check it out. I feel like the more we talk about things that go on in our lives, makes us more normal, and people will have less of a chance to be shy about admitting if they have a struggle in any of the areas that we ever discuss. So fast forward to the day as the day progressed around 11, 12 o'clock. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to pack up and leave because, people were just walking by and that was it. And let me tell you, when I'm at these events, I stand majority of the time, and so does my dad when he's there. He stands a lot, and shout out to him. You guys definitely shout him out because he actually is a great support. Sometimes we bump heads, but that's because I'm a perfectionist and I'm trying my best to ease off of that perfection and be a little bit more lenient. But I feel like the clothing has so much meaning to it, and I feel like it has so much power and meaning to it that I want to treat it like gold. And so a little channel doesn't matter, little or not. We all share different things that can help each other. Um, so we definitely all need each other. And Nanas, just so you know, we're on episode 59 due to the fact that I no longer watch TV. So it's been 59 days since I've actually physically turned the TV on. And I've been spending my time here with you guys, and you guys have been so gracious enough to spend time with me and chat with me and, just give yourselves a little bit of time to be on Hello World. So definitely am grateful for that. Um, so yes, then things really brightened up. There was a woman that walked by with her kids. And if you guys ever do vending or selling or anything, my tidbit advice to you, and you can take it or leave it, is when you're standing there, engage people. And one thing that we do at Be the Difference, we always say, "Hi, welcome to Be the Difference." Whether they actually purchase something or not, it really doesn't matter because the intention is to make people know that you can walk by a company or shop at a company or not shop at a company and still get encouraged. So that's why I believe Be the Difference is a little different from other clothing companies. Um, so back to that. So when I said hello to her, it actually made her turn and engage in what we had at the table. And I had a secondary table, which was off to the side. And she saw the t shirt Prayer Works. And she said, "Oh, I'm getting that." Let me tell you, she blessed my soul and she purchased 3 items. So from there on, my spirits got a little better. Because I'll tell you what the psychosis goes on when, as a vendor, you're at these events. Um, you already are outside for hours and hours and hours and before the actual event starts. And then, when you start to, add up those hours and the strength that you're using to be there, it becomes very costly. And when people continuously walk by and say, "Oh, this is great," and just keep on going, it gets a little taxing. I don't care. We're human, and anybody can be in that same position. It does get a little discouraging, but once you get that one sale, whether it be $2 or 20, it doesn't matter. It just makes you feel like, okay, people really like what I'm doing. And so as the day went on, we got a few more sales, which I'm definitely thankful for the people who supported. Shout out to we had one customer from LA that was visiting in town to her son. So that was very nice. I like the fact that we're, all over the world, literally all over the world. I'll tell you a quick story. So a former coworker of mine was doing a missions trip to I think it was either Panama or one of the countries where missions trips usually go to, either Honduras, Panama, or the Philippines. One of those, but don't quote me on it. But Be the Difference, we gifted maybe about 20 T-shirts because I felt like she had said she had done this missions trip before, and she said that, people really have nothing over there. And I said to myself, like, wow, wouldn't that be amazing and cool if a Be the Difference apparel was on somebody's back all the way in like another country across the entire world? So I just said, I'm doing it. So I donated all of those shirts. It was I love my dad. I donated that. I donated The Grass is Greener Right Here. And I also donated some Prayer Works t-shirts. So I mean, whether you guys realize it or not, I actually donate a lot. Um, the company donates a lot to different organizations. And sometimes when items don't sell or they take a little longer to sell, I just donate it because why not, right? It does it hurt my bottom line? Yeah, but you know what? The company is still here, still breathing. It may not be breathing deeply, but we're breathing, you know? So, that is just the dead honest truth. Um, is I'm not a Macy's. I'm not a Nordstrom, I'm not a big department store where you have employees and a payroll. I don't have that. But the little things that we do have, you know, it's cool. And would I want to stay in this position forever? Absolutely not. I intend on the company being better and growing, and it takes all of us to help that grow. Whether you buy something or not is not necessarily important, but the fact that you tell someone else who actually may want to buy, that's where the importance is. So, the importance of spreading the word is really where it is. Again, so whether you support by physically buying something or saying, hey, check out Be the Difference, that's just telling more people about the company. And then eventually it becomes a trickling effect. And then more people will know and people will become shoppers. So that's one thing. I am drinking my elixir. This is my alkaline water. It simply is just a big gallon of water with one lime inside, and that's how you can alkaline water. Alkaline in water helps pull out toxins in your body. So I've had maybe 3 cups of this already. I did not want to do that at the event today because they have porta potties, and Joy does not do porta potties unless it's a number 4. Joy does not do porta potties. I would have to bang on somebody's door and be like, "Listen, may I please use your restroom before I use a porta potty?" That's just me. But I don't know about you, but me and porta potties, eh, I don't. Yeah, we don't share the same DNA. um, so needless to say, I wasn't drinking too much today, and I certainly wasn't eating anything that I no normally ate because they only have porta potties. Now, if there was a public restroom, then I would take my chances a little bit more. I'd be a little risque. I would be a little bit more risque. Um, but no, we don't. No, I may do the porta potties with no, actually I told you guys already how they do that porta potty. Um the one where it was like where the guy was changing out that I don't even think you want to get that story. I mean, maybe you do, maybe you don't. But anyway, let's get to the topic for today about gratitude. Hi, Eero. Thank you for shouting out from all over from wherever you're from. I think that looks like Czech. That looks like Czech handwriting, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you for joining us. You are so welcome to be here. I hope that you're getting the translation to what we're discussing. Um, is on. Okay, good, good, good. So gratitude, guys. Um, do we understand what gratitude is? So I think I mentioned it a lot in my day. So I showed gratitude. Oh, and by the time the day was over, I had taken off 4 layers. Yep, I went down to 4 and the hat came off. Oh, it's not on. I'm sorry. Um, I have to work on that so that anyone else who comes from to visit from another country can understand what I'm saying. Um, so yes, I was mentioning gratitude a lot today in what I was doing. So basically, I showed gratitude for the Green Fair providing a table and chair. I showed gratitude for my dad for being there. I show gratitude to my neighbors for shouting them out, and even this new person here. Um, I even showed gratitude just for waking up this morning. So, what about you guys? What are some ways that you show gratitude? And let me tell you how important gratitude is. Um, when you show gratitude, it actually elevates you to a higher level of your own self. Um, and when you are elevated to that level, your outpour in how you view the world is a lot different. Um, like just showing gratitude for being able to wake up, knowing that it wasn't on your own that you woke up. I don't know what anybody believes, and I don't want to disrespect or step on any toes on whatever you believe, but whoever you believe in, you have to show gratitude for the fact that they helped you get up this morning. They helped you be able to see from the eyes that you have. Whatever amount of vision that you have, just show gratitude. Because I do know of one or a few people that they need someone to assist them and they can't enjoy the beauty of seeing things. I know I may have talked about gratitude before, but it's a topic that never gets old because we need to be reminded on a consistent daily basis, sometimes hourly, that what you have is a blessing and you should be thankful. Um, Most of us have vehicles. You should be thankful because there's some people who can't even get a vehicle, some people who are struggling to have a vehicle, some people who need a vehicle but just can't afford it. Some of you have children. You should show gratitude that you have been blessed to have children. Do you know how many people who wish they had children but cannot, or they can't even adopt, or because the system is giving them a hard time to adopt? So whether you are absolutely ecstatic about how your children are currently, whether they're good or bad, that can always be changed by how you present the world to them. Yes, that's your responsibility, parents. Yes, it is. Hate to say it, but it is what it is. Some people don't even have the use of their limbs. Some people had the use of their limbs taken away. And yet we can go like this with no problems without even thinking. Imagine if you you were not able to brush your own teeth, wash your own body, even simply wash your face or take the crust out of your eye in the morning. Yeah, that may sound funny, but be thankful for what you have. Not everybody is blessed to have all of their limbs in their proper placement. Not everybody's blessed to have all of their limbs. Like it's very important, like seriously, it's very important to show gratitude. I have hair on my head. Do you know how many people who don't have hair? I'm grateful for my hair because I'm a female, and what, as females we're supposed to have hair on our heads. For men it's a little bit more forgiving, but not for females. We should be thankful for our hearing. I've seen so many Instagram videos of infants not being able to hear, and they are needing um hearing aids from infancy. When you can't hear, you also don't speak as articulate as another. If you can't hear, unless you're trained and taught, but your voice is going to be a little different than someone who can hear. And then how about the people who had hearing and then lost it? Like, it's one thing to not have it and just be like, okay, I just don't have it. But it's another to have and then for it to be taken away. So remember, guys, we are not, absolutely not guaranteed to have everything that we have today, tomorrow, or even in the next hour. A lot of tragic accidents happen at home or on your way to your home, blocks away from your home, on your block. So we need to be thankful. We need to be thankful for our toes. If you have all 10 toes, be thankful because that helps with your balance. If you have feet or a foot, be thankful for that because if you didn't have it, you might need the support of crutches. And then the crutches can make your underarms sore. I even know of a woman, her daughter, she has a rare disease for her underarms, right? Where her underarms start to keloid and they become very painful. So her limited motion to lift her underarm was very limited. She probably couldn't lift it any more than this without having excruciating pain. So just the other day, she had the procedure to get it removed, the glands removed, because the glands were growing too much. Guys, there's nothing underneath my underarm. I have normal underarms. I'm going to be thankful for that because I could have been that woman's child. And she said her daughter was just too embarrassed to go outside, too depressed to do anything. And she's only about 18, between 18 and 21 years old. So, yes, we need to show a lot more gratitude for our body, whether it's completely sufficient or deficient, but it can function and just enjoy it. Show gratitude for those things. How about showing gratitude for your speech, your tongue? If you don't have a tongue, you can't speak. Your teeth, however many you have, whether it's a full mouth or not, be thankful for them. Take care of them. Go to the dentist. And I'm talking to myself on this. I need to go to the dentist. I know they want to pull some teeth, so I haven't really gone because, I don't know if they're going to cover it on my insurance, but I do need to go. So take care of your teeth. A lot of ailments can be discovered within your teeth and also, I believe, within your eyes. Take care of them, your teeth and your eyes. You know, we have eyebrows. Some of us have eyebrows that grow. And then there's some people that the hair doesn't grow and they have no eyebrows. So they have to either resort to getting them tattooed in or they just resort to just not having it. How about people's pigment? How about people who have no pigment? Albinos. You should be thankful that you have pigment. Albinos have it hard. They have to stay out of the sun. They have to, they don't have it very easy. Their eye color is very light, so they have to wear sunglasses to keep their eyes protected. Um, you have to protect yourselves, guys. And you have to be grateful. How many of us are showing gratitude or having gratitude for simply being able to purchase food? Sometimes we don't have the ability to purchase all of the items that we want, but yet we still can purchase food, right? Think about it, guys. Show gratitude. Maybe you may not have the meal that you want today, but if you continue to work and work and work and do the things that are necessary, then you will be able to get that. Show gratitude for each other. Show gratitude for your neighbors. Show gratitude that your car turns over and that that your engine turns over. Show gratitude that all four of your tires have air in them and you don't have a nail like I did the other day. Just show gratitude, guys. Think of all of the things in your life that you expect to happen all the time. That if it stopped, how much would your life change? Be thankful for your mind being sane. Because there are a lot of people who don't function pretty well because their mind isn't 100% there. And that could be very difficult for them. It could be frustrating for them, whether they know it or not, that they're a little different. And I believe people um, who may not experience having, quote unquote, normal brain activity and communication skills like, majority of us, I think they notice that. And sometimes it may make them feel bad. And making them feel bad, they may actually lash out in different ways by maybe having a bad attitude, maybe acting out in different ways, doing things detrimental to themselves or people around them. But we need to show gratitude for the fact that we're as whole as we can be so far. I mean, you should be grateful that you have a family because there are some people who are completely alone. Their parents passed away, their siblings passed away, and it's just them. Maybe they don't have children. Or maybe they do and they're estranged from their child. And then what about the child if they did have a child? What if this child is estranged from them? We got to be thankful. Definitely need to be thankful. How about being grateful for your fingernails? Imagine if your fingernails never grew and then your nail beds were just flesh. Imagine how painful that would be if you knocked your finger all the time. You banged your finger and it's just flesh and not the nail. Or maybe if it wasn't there, maybe the tips of your fingers wouldn't be healthy. They'd be so sensitive. There are people where there's an ailment, there's a person that's going through it. Where there's something that you don't think could possibly happen, it's happening to someone. So be thankful. Be thankful there's a cure for the common cold, there's a cure for the common broken heart, and there's a cure for being selfish, which is showing gratitude. Be grateful that you know how to read, you know how to write. There are so many adults that do not know how to read. You think it's a surprise or it's a mystery, but there are a lot of people who go through this lifetime being 20, 30, 40, 50, never knowing how to read. And I've come across one person actually in particular, and I've heard of another. Imagine not knowing how to read. You should be grateful that your parents invested that much time to even teach you how to read. And that you were being and that they did the right thing and put you in school. So even if they didn't physically teach you yourself, but then there was a teacher who did at school. There's some kids that don't even go to school Be grateful for whatever is covering your head at night. Be grateful for your spouse if you have one, or significant other, whatever you want to call it. Be grateful because you could be traveling the world by yourself with no one to love and no one who loves you. Simple as that, guys. I'm grateful that you guys are here. That hello world came from you guys who come on here and hang out with me for a little bit every night. I'm grateful for the different channels that I get to see and support and show love to. I'm grateful for the auctions that I see, all the way to just the everyday chats from people. I'm just grateful. And when you are grateful, there's really less room for you to be upset about much. I mean, again, like I said, we're human, so we do have the ability of being upset, but it doesn't stay as long. I know I keep saying that. I know I keep drilling in your head your vision boards. So if you tend to be a person who suffers from depression, my advice to you is to start writing a vision board. Maybe that'll take the focus off of whatever it is that is bothering you to now something where you're like, you know what? This is what I want for tomorrow. This is what I want for 5 months from now. This is what I want for a month or two or a year from now. Because when you're focusing on your vision boards and looking at it every day and studying it, your life starts to go in that direction so that you obtain what it is that you would like. That's the purpose of your vision board. You plan your life out. And your vision board could be as trivial in your opinion or as deep in your opinion. Trivial meaning like you want to go on vacation this year. You'll make a way to have a vacation. I believe we all should at least go away once in a year, just once to get away, learn something new, see different surroundings, see um, how other cultures af- act around each other. Go to different cities and see different cities that you've never been to, learn their culture, adapt, be grateful that you're able to go. Learn different historical things about their culture, even different cities. I've never been to Oklahoma. I bet you there's so many cool things in Oklahoma that could be like I could learn. Hi, the Shamrock. Welcome to Hello World. Everybody show some love for the Shamrock. Pixie. Definitely run on over and show her some love if you've never been to her page. I believe I've showed you some love, so I'm not sure. I can't remember, but I'll definitely double check. But thank you for joining the chat. We're talking about showing gratitude. I'm grateful that you are here and said hello. But yeah, we all need to and I think the more we go outside of our realm that we're so used to, our little box, because the world is much bigger than the little box that we're in, you become well-rounded. Okay. Thank you. It's definitely amazing to see you here. I think I actually saw your video, your 5 month ago video where you were talking about why you love Shamrock so much. So yes, I did check it out. Um, but yeah, you know, when you're more verse and whole, you look at people differently. you become a little cultured. And there's nothing wrong with being cultured. It makes you well rounded. It makes you able to talk to people and communicate differently with others and know how to communicate certain ways and not just think that somebody's disrespectful because, you're not used to how they communicate. Yes, it was. You did a good job. I didn't know you were nervous. But imagine that. Imagine us from the East who go down to the South, get used to how slow things are, slow moving and carefree things are, versus the fast paced, gotta go, gotta get it, gotta go. You can be grateful that, wow, I love my fast paced life. Or you can be grateful, like, wow, it's really slow down here. I can actually think for a second. You can be grateful, like the building that I'm in. I am super grateful because while you think I'm here by myself, there are literally other units here, and it's always quiet, right? Always quiet because my neighbors are not loud and they're very neighborly, except for the one underneath me who likes to smoke illegally and cause me to run into allergic reaction type thing. 2 days. Wow. Girl, you should be like us and just turn it on and come on and talk. I used to do the videos too. And then I said, you know what? I don't watch TV anymore. So let me see what's going on out in the world. If you guys are ever interested in seeing any of the previous videos or different people that have been a part of what we do here, you could always just check out the links below. They all have amazing stories, and then you'll see some of my previously filmed videos that I used to pre-do. Oh, you are. I know you are. You're a pro. When you are grateful, the people around you who may not be grateful will start to feel that light and then they will adapt to you and become similar to you. Because we're all little fingerprints and none of us are exactly the same. But the more that we allow our lights to shine, the more people will feel comfortable in knowing, you know what? I think being happier is better than being mad. Hey, just jump in, jump in the water. That's what I did. I used to think before I came on Hello World, I was like, man, I was dreading the idea of doing it because I felt like I'd have to have the perfect makeup. I would have to wear makeup. I would have to have my hair a certain way. I always have to wear earrings all the time. And I would have to be dressed and have a different outfit on every day. But you know what? I say, you know what? Forget that. This is an everyday thing. And eventually you guys are going to see me for who I really am. So, whatever. And if we talk about everything and anything, I should be completely honest with you guys about everything and anything. And to know that you don't have to be, you know, a specific way in order to be a part. You don't have to. I don't even care if there's any misspellings. If you have a misspelling, there is beauty in imperfection. That I believe is a quote in my book that I wrote. There is beauty in imperfection. I think it's more beautiful to know that there's imperfect pieces than to have this perfect piece where you don't even feel comfortable touching or breathing on because you don't want to mess it up. But when there's imperfection, you feel like, wow, we're on the same level and I can dig this. Last night, I was going crazy. I was in here dancing, I mean, like for real dancing because I had music on and it was on a jazz station. It was called Jazz Fusion. And I said, you know what? I don't know if I want people to know that I get down and do all these crazy things. And I was like, oh, well, it's already out there now. I'm certainly not deleting it. But, it is what it is. I'm grateful that I feel comfortable enough to be as honest enough with you guys and to have these conversations with you guys. And I'm even grateful that you guys comment on the conversations or, even share your opinions. There is absolute healing in sharing. I absolutely believe that. I hear that one. I was like that too. Tomorrow, everyone will see the different me differently than a normal on our Sunday show. My eye is very much not good right now. You should check out Healing with Conscious Products, the video that the Our Lives, the most recent Our Lives Seen Through My Eyes. He is I consider him a herbalist, but he can make good suggestions and he does free half an hour consultations. So he can give you great suggestions to help you with the eye naturally if you want to go that route. So he's definitely cool. His name is Tariq. He's definitely cool. Oh, I have a flyer. This is him. That's his phone number. And these are the different things that he can help you with. Or you could just watch the video or go to his page on Instagram. Oh, okay. I know all about the cornea, girl. My traditional day job, I work at a doctor's office. So I know all about that. So yeah, keep on putting your antibiotics in as you're told. So yeah, guys, you see, you not. I believe that we're all 6 degrees of separation. That there's not one scenario that goes on that the person directly next to you or maybe 5 minutes from you is going through or knows about to help you. If only we all shared, right? Yeah, I need my eyes. I know that's right. The shamrock is grateful for her eyes. Until Let's not wait until a particular body part or um, whatever that we may have is threatened to start appreciating it. Let's not wait. Be grateful for it now. Just be grateful. Now, will you be grateful all the time? No. We're human. I keep saying that we're human. We are built to be imperfect. So, yeah, we're going to mess up a lot. But when you show gratitude, it stings in your mind and it gives you that guilty feeling like, wait a second, I can't be in this position for too long. So when you practice showing gratitude while you're going through those moments of, temporary despair, your little conscious is telling you, you know what it is to be a little bit more happy. So go back to that feeling. It feels great. It's better than what you're feeling now. That's the purpose. We're giving each other tools on how to cope with life and manage life better than what we used to do. That is the purpose of being human. That is the purpose of us sharing together. That is the purpose of Hello World. Always say this. I will always say this every day. I don't come on Hello World every night to talk about something serious just for our entertainment and for us not to at least put it into action. A lot of the things that I say, I start to think and try to apply to my life. And I hope that we're all doing the same. I don't talk about vision boards without me actually doing one myself. I don't talk about gratitude without actually me showing it myself. I don't talk about depression and suicide without actually knowing or being directly affected by these things. It's because of these situations and things why I feel like it's necessary for us to try to cope with them or overcome them. Life is crazy, and when you realize that you need something and it gets injured, you realize how much you take it for granted. Absolutely. And we don't even have to wait anymore. And I also believe that when you show gratitude, the pace of life becomes a little bit more slower because you want to enjoy everything that life has to offer. I'm going to show you something, and I think I've showed this before in previous videos. Oops. You see this plant right here? My coworker one year gave this to me. Actually, my coworker gave this to me last year as a present. It started off at this height with only 2 leaves. Now, I water it, I talk to it, and look at how the leaves are green. It's starting to brown because I think I moved it in a position that probably didn't like it. Maybe it wasn't getting enough light. But I appreciate the simple things in life. This is life. It breathes, it grows, it has roots. And if I ignore it, guess what happens? It dies. When you're grateful for things, simple things like that seem amazing. A plant that was a baby and is now like growing, it's not, I can't even fit it in the windowsill. It's growing, it's breathing, it's saying, you know what, Joy, I like what you're doing. I appreciate what you're doing. Therefore, I'm going to grow and be as fruitful and green as possible. See how simple that is? It's just like a child as well. I don't have children, but I'm just envisioning this in my head. If we lay down a foundation for our children to be nurtured and be nurturing, imagine how amazing they will be and how much of an amazing adult they would be. And how hopefully less likely they would fall short of being, depressed and stuff like that. I mean, again, these are all ideas and theories, but imagine if it were true. Imagine if that kind of thing could actually be true. I mean, the plant tells me that I'm doing good, but imagine if by a baby, just realizing how amazing you are and how much you've sown into their life that they just want to be as good as possible and as fruitful and as much of a contributor to society, all because of how you cared for them. I know it may be far fetched because different things happen, but imagine this is just gratitude, just simply showing gratitude. Man, I spilled water all over the place, bringing that plant over. I over watered it anyway. I saw when I saw that it was brown like that, I was like, wait a second, let me move you again. I'm glad I'm not the only one who does that. I have an ivy that my hubby gave me when we first met. Oh, that's so cute. She says the ivy between, because the plant here is like, the carbon and all that stuff. The plant feels when her and her husband are in a rocky place, it's the leaves start to die. So imagine that's just regular plants. Imagine that. If you can affect a plant, imagine how much more we affect each other on a daily basis. We could affect each other either in a positive way or in a negative way. And if a plant can feel that, imagine how much more, because humans have a lot more emotions, how much more damage it could do to a person. Aww, that is so cute. She says then they focus on nurturing their ivy, and then the ivy starts to grow back again. Guys, that's amazing. As simple as that is amazing. And that proves that if that life form, which is breathing and growing, however it does, can feel the effects of our human vibration, imagine just our vibrations with each other. And imagine if enough of us have the vibration that is so powerful, which is being amazingly positive, amazingly just overwhelmed with gratitude. Imagine how much power we have over someone who mm, may not have it all together, but then they want to absorb it. So they just be like, why is this person like that? I want to know. I want to be just like that because I'm sick and tired of being in a bad place. I'm sick and tired of always losing. I'm sick and tired of life not working the way I want it to work. But because you vibrate so strongly and high and you show the example of what life can be, and they just want to gravitate to that, that is the power that we all have. And we could either use it positively or negatively. That is up to us and how much you're aware of your actions. Now, are we going to be proud of everything that we do at every moment of our days? No, but we sure do know how to correct ourselves because you have that awareness. It's just like when we want to raise awareness for different types of organizations and treatments, ailments, substance abuses. Once people know, right? You see how they interact with that particular thing a little differently, maybe show a little bit more compassion. It's the same thing with how we can interact with each other. Now, if you run across people who just don't want to be bothered, then that's okay too. You can still plant the seed and you can just go on about your business. Someone else will take care of that. Hey, Mercedes. Welcome to Hello World. Everybody say hello to Mercedes. She is a cool friend of mine. Thank you for joining the chat today. Nice to see you. Hope you're having a great weekend. It's amazing just listening to what? Oh, girl, you're making me blush. But imagine, guys, like we all have the power to improve ourselves and the people around us. We don't have to do monstrosity things. Like I make up words too, by the way. We don't have to be like, okay, Now that I have this power, right? Now that we all are aware of the power that we have, now we're just going to just go to the world. No, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do that. But what it does mean is that you can affect your immediate circle. And that can lead to maybe that person doing their purpose of being more global. You see, you have no idea the power that you have. You don't. Not everybody's going to come back to you and be like, hey, what you did for me that day, on this year, actually helped me to change and do this. Or what you said helped me pursue this career that I was afraid to do or get into. You have no idea. But the point of the matter is, it doesn't matter if that's what their potential be, but it's your heart being genuine about really helping somebody. Because people know when you're being real and people know when you're being fake. That vibration is always there. That vibration is always there. If your heart's not right, people will eventually notice. And everything that you were feeding them might end up discouraging them. So you might as well be real. Just like the t-shirt, honesty equals freedom. I had a conversation with someone today about that t-shirt. And I said to her, I was like, how do you feel when I ask you how your day is? And I said, don't tell me the rhetoric answer, or that we all normally say, I'm good. No, tell me how you really feel. She's like, okay, well, how I really feel is I'm okay, but I could do better, but I don't want to go into detail. I said, now, how did that make you feel? She's like, yeah, it's true. You know, just because you are having a terrible day, like, and I'm guilty of it too. I could be having a rotten day, and thankfully, I haven't had a rotten day in a while. But the times when I was having a rotten day, and someone asked me how I felt, and I said I'm okay, I felt worse. That's kind of like how that T-shirt came about. But as soon as somebody said, "How are you feeling?" and I actually responded how I really felt, oh my goodness, I felt great. And it kind of took me off of what was really making me feel bad because I was like, oh, I told the truth. Oh, I told the truth. Guys, there's power in telling the truth too. Now, I feel like we all have the capabilities of telling the truth. And sometimes telling the truth can equal stepping on someone's toes. But guess what? If you tell the truth gently and you meet the person at the level at their at and you tell them the truth, then they will accept it. And hopefully they'll accept it. Mercedes says, true. We all have more of an effect on others than we think. So much goes unsaid by the other person, but people remember the energy. Absolutely. And Mercedes, that goes into what we were talking about in a previous episode about a legacy. You guys can look it up. There's an episode called Legacy. Now, what we're doing right now, we are leaving little legacies. When I die, if I die before any of you guys, which I hope I don't, and if I do, I want my funeral better be a lot of crying, people wanting to jump in a grave, because that'll make me feel like, oh, they cared. No, I'm just joking. But the legacy, when anyone is at my funeral, if I go before you guys and we publicize it or whatever the case may be, I'm not talking death into my life, but I'm just using it as an example. I hope the common denominational response is, man, Joy was X, Y, and Z. Joy did this for X, Y, and Z. Joy this, and it all be something good. That's leaving a legacy. And I hope that once that continues, that it just reaches so many people and affect them in a better way than to be like, oh, she died. And then life goes on. So, guys, when you die, let yourselves be that powerful that when you die, everything that you were building and doing keeps on going and is breathing and living and keeps going to help someone else who may be struggling or in need. Let your life be living. Let it keep on living. That's what a legacy is. Not something where people are just thankful that you're gone or just couldn't even remember. I told the story last night or the night before. Um, I was watching a video on YouTube, and the guy used a story about a girl and her father passing. And her father wanted his ashes to be left at sea. And when she did that, what she noticed was when she spread the ashes, it was just her and one other person who was not even a relative or even knew her father. And he led that up to saying, that's the legacy. That's the legacy he left. Nobody even cared. Nobody remembered him. If we're going to live this human experience and have these human interactions, let it be something so profound and so amazing that it attaches to another person's DNA and their heart, their energy, to where it makes them work better. This is the key to how our world can be much better. And for all the naysayers who never thought that it was possible for our world to be better, can now say, oh my goodness, there's a shift. I don't know where this shift is coming from, but guess what? It's coming from each and every single one of us who are doing our little parts to be and leave legacies and to leave little drops of happiness and joy and encouragement and gratitude with each other. I don't know who's hearing what I'm saying outside of you guys. I have no idea. But let it be effective. Imagine that. Imagine that, guys. Your life, no matter where you are at this point in your life, you're amazing. You're beautiful. I don't even have to see pictures of all of you. It doesn't matter. This is your life, your soul. And we need to be reminded all the time that we are beautiful, we're amazing, we're necessary, we're needed. We need to be reminded. Because if we're not, then discouragement can creep in a lot faster. Discouragement can eat away at your immune system, trigger different ailments that our bodies don't necessarily need or was never intended to have, all because we're vibrating too low. See, whatever was designed to separate us, we're proving today and every day that we meet that that's not the case anymore. Because I believe either a quote from a politician or something that I heard previous, together we can do so much more. And I always like to use the story of Hitler, just one person who was mad enough to change the world. One person who got made fun of too many times to change the world. Now imagine if people encouraged Hitler all of his life. Maybe he would be like a Martin Luther King or Malcolm X or another public figure who put in so many good things. Imagine little things, guys, and how we treat each other. Simple as making fun of someone. I like to joke around with people a lot too, but I wait till I get to know them. Sometimes I hope that people know that I'm just joking, but you never know what people perceive and how they receive what you say to them. So that takes a lot of us um, showing a little discretion in how, eh, basically speaking slower instead of responding quickly. We can stop and think about it before and then respond. Not every response has to be done angrily or happy. Not everything needs a response. We all should take time responding to things. Yeah, there's some things that you do need to be of haste, but there are other things where if we sit back and let our brains actually work, we come up with really good things. I mean, like sometimes a lot of what I say just comes to me because the topic, and then like when I'm saying it, I don't know how it comes out sometimes. Like I don't know where it comes from sometimes, but it's not always just me. I feel like I I don't want to get too spiritual on you guys, but you know what I'm saying. Whatever you believe in or whatever, it is not necessarily me joy, but because I'm allowing myself to be open, I get impressions and whatever. So not everything that I say I believe is from me. Now I don't want to freak you out or anything, but it's just I'm human. And sometimes if you are sensitive enough to just allow life to flow, life will bring you things that is much needed for all of us, and then including myself. Because sometimes I'm just like, while I'm speaking, I'm like, wow, that's dope. That happens to me. But it's all about us being better, being better human beings, having a better human experience. Yes, there you go. I couldn't put I didn't know what else where it was coming from, but you're right, it comes from the heart. Dang, I don't have it with me. But I'm so in love with this new sock that I did. You can check the Instagram at btdllc. It's called Humanity Over Vanity. I'm so in love with that sock. It's just a simple sock, but it says so much. I also believe that if we focus more on human interaction and really uh, pushing humanity forward, a lot of our hearts would be so overwhelmed with just wanting to help each other. Remember, think about it this way too. Remember back in the day, I'm not sure how many people were raised before TV became popular, but remember back in the day when mostly all you did was go outside, play with your little box cars. And then when you were inside, the adults were inside doing their little adult conversation, but there were other kids around and you kind of just hung around each other, right? So when that happened, you were less likely to be disobedient, less likely to be disrespectful because you knew that person. And you also knew that you could be chastised by another adult that wasn't your own. Maybe not beat, but chastised. And no one ever wanted to be that bad person. But now we've become so separated, we don't know each other, that it's easier to push you off, push you to the side, and not really care if your feelings got hurt from what was said. I mean, I think a lot of that has to do with all of the distractions that we so are easily use. And I say that loosely because, it's it's meant for our enjoyment, but sometimes we overindulge in enjoyment and entertainment versus coming together. Now, in the next few weeks, I'm going to have a gathering because I haven't had a gathering since November. And I was talking to my friend Wayne. He actually did our live seen through my eyes, a little financial information series. So he was like, Joy, when you having another get together? I was like, you know what? You're right. I haven't had one in a while. I think I need to do one. And I love having gatherings. And let me tell you, when I have a gathering, the TV isn't on. The last one that I had, we just sat around the table in the living room. We sat around the table and we just talked. And then, like, some people started dancing because we had music playing in the background because you need to have some background noise sometimes. We had music playing in the background and we just talked. We talked for like 4 hours straight. Didn't even need the TV to and they were like, "Well, what are you gonna do?" First, when I invited people, they were like, "Well, what are you gonna do?" I was like, "I don't know. Just talk, I guess." Because usually when you have gatherings, it's always gonna be like to watch a game or to watch a movie. But no, the focus was just on human interaction. And we had a good time. We had a good time. It was so much fun. It was nothing planned. We just talked. I get that from my parents. My parents used to have a lot of gatherings. So I think I love gatherings from them. Oh, okay. Your feet will take you where your heart is. Okay. That is an Irish proverb. Pixie, you and Jenny B will get along. She loves her some Irishness too, because she's Irish as well. hmm I don't even know if she's still on or not, but yeah, Jenny B is Irish to the core. But yeah, guys. Consider like amongst your community of people just having gatherings. People that you feel comfortable being around. And it wasn't even a packed house. It ended up being like five of us total. And we just talked. Was it four? Three. No, it was five of us. No, four. No, five. It was five of us. Sorry. It ended up being five of us, and we just had a good time. Just sat around and talked. Some people started dancing when a song came on. 'Cause, sometimes you got to get it in. But for the most part, we just enjoyed each other's company and ate snacks, and I fed them because if you come to any of my gatherings, you're not going to leave here hungry. You might even leave with the doggy bag. And that's probably why I haven't had one in a long time because I want to make sure I have enough food. But this time, when I have a gathering, I'm going to ask my guests to bring at least one dish just so we all, lighten the burden of my financial responsibility on that because food costs a lot of money and I don't mind doing it, but a sister got bills sometimes. So yes, guys, I say promote more gatherings. You know what? That shows gratitude too, because you want the people around you to experience life in a different way. And you want to share your life with other people in a different way. That's showing gratitude because a lot of people don't like to share their lives. Yeah, there are a lot of people that don't like to share their life. A lot of things could have happened. They could have been hurt, or maybe they're too prideful, or maybe they just grew up alone and that's all they know. But guys, because of us gathering here, we're going to change that tide. We're going to go to the point where people don't have to feel alone anymore. That suicide rate is going to drop because of everything that we're doing here tonight. Because we're going to take our little cells and go all over the world with our immediate people. And they're going to affect their immediate people. Then they're going to affect, and it's just going to be a water. We're going to have such a big snowball. Shamrock, when we live, we do not have people we can do. Oh, where you live? You guys don't have community, like a community center? You guys have there's gotta be something. I even was saying, like, everybody's thinking that libraries are going out of style, and before they actually close them down, I think we should utilize them and start doing events there, having little gatherings where, maybe you can't bring food there, but it's just maybe you'll bring board games and people could play board games. That's a great way to get people to socialize amongst themselves, you know? Even if you go to a house of worship or you go to church or whatever it is, you can, hang out with them too. Ask your pastor or whoever the leader is of whatever it is that you go to, if you can start having, like, one night a month or once every 4 months where everybody gets together and just hangs out. Light refreshments. Everybody bring a light refreshment and just hang out. Where there's a will, there's a way. Guys, remember to like, share, subscribe, turn on your notification bells to make sure you never miss a night of Hello World. We are on every night between 7 and 9. That's pretty much when I start between those hours. Um, I am committed to being here every night, no matter what. The weekends are a little different because you never know what I'm doing. I may be working, so I may come on a little later, but you have my word that I'm on here every single night, no matter what, unless I'm in a hospital or something. And if I'm in the hospital, as long as I have 1,000 subscribers and I have my cell phone, then and I'm able to communicate, then I will definitely go on live, no matter what, because I appreciate you guys giving me a little bit of your time and sharing a little bit of your life with me. So I feel like it's my duty to make sure I'm here. Thank you, Mercedes. And I also say thank you guys for joining me on another evening. Make sure you start saying to yourselves, hello world. On the 100th episode, I'm going to do a giveaway on the Jenny and Joy show. So make sure you're subscribed, because if you are, only subscribers will be able to possibly win something. So make sure you are having a great rest of your evening, a great week ahead, a great night, a great tomorrow. You are important. You are valued. You are loved. I love you. You are amazing in everything that you do. There is nothing about you that is a waste. That I'm dead serious about. There's nothing about you that's a waste. There's so many people that walk around thinking that they're a waste. You are not a waste. You are amazing. You are a beautiful being. You were created for this very purpose, to be the difference, to be a light, to love, to share, to heal, to help heal, to encourage, to be encouraged, to be grateful. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.